Hello. Hello and welcome to this blended Scotch whiskey taste challenge. The internet is giving a lot of problems right now. I usually do these live, but I mean, it's something screwed up. It's taking like hours to upload videos that would usually take 20 minutes, if that. So you can imagine the live streams. Forget it, it ain't working. So just do record it. This will count for the next day. I do one a day. And so I have a really famous blended Scotch whiskey, the Dimple, sold in the United States as the Dimple Pinch. I don't know why they make a difference. It's probably some trademark issue. Been around since 1893. We get the 15-year age, 40% alcohol. Is there a 15-year age, 43% alcohol? Yes. There's a 12-year age, 43%. There's a 12-year age, 40%. It depends where you live, what you're going to get. There's no website. Hague, John Hague and Company, Scotland's first distilling family. True story, was established 1627, over 400 years ago. Going on the 500th anniversary. Maybe on the 500th anniversary they'll put a website out for this product. There's no official website. There's some fan websites, but Diageo doesn't even acknowledge it in their main website. Look up Diageo.com. Search for this, it's not there. Crazy. It's in a triangle-shaped bottle because they used to have it a lot on the British Navy ships during the British Empire days, and it would keep it from rolling off the table. Then they could lift it up by the wire. They got the metal wires, they could hold it by the wire. During rough seas. It's running about $35 a bottle around here at all the different stores, but Walmart had it for the strangely, curiously low price of $24.99 a bottle. I couldn't understand why they would have it $10 cheaper than everybody else, but I didn't ask questions, and I bought a bottle, and my friend David said, "You better buy me one." I said, "I will." Of course, he paid me back, and in about a week, every bottle on the shelf was gone. And I don't know what's going on over there, but it's like 8 times a year or more they'll have these like crazily low prices over there, and take advantage of it. Sometimes I miss out, but I've been hitting a lot of good sales, deals, oddities. So the Pinch, or the Dimple Pinch, the Dimple in the U.S., the Pinch. 1893, it's been on the market since 1893. This is the 15-year age. Now, the competitor is Justerini Brooks since 1934. Now, this says on the bottle, aged for a minimum of 3 years. This is a basic 3-year aged, according to the Scotch whiskey regulations of the United Kingdom. The Kingdom of Scotland being part of the United Kingdom of England, Scotland, Wales, and Ireland, Northern Ireland. This company, Justerini Brooks, they are an official liquor merchant to Her Majesty the Queen, so they get a royal warrant on their label. And I don't know who in the royal family is drinking J&B, but can't just get this warrant. You have to work for it. But by appointment to their late Majesties King George III, the Fourth, the Fifth, King George VI, Queen Victoria, King William IV, King Edward VII, and to His late Royal Highness the Prince of Wales, 1921 to 1936, who of course was King Edward VIII, but he was forced out of off his throne after less than 1 year, so they don't call him Edward VIII, they call him His Royal Highness. And all right, anyway. Well, England and Scotland had their their Edward VIII situation, and we had our Richard Nixon situation, you know. Oh, that's the end of it. what a great job. I bought this for $18.99 at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits in St. Petersburg, Florida, on the United States Highway 92 northbound. So if you go there, they had a deal that year, and so I was telling my father, I said, let me stop there and get that, because I have to pay about $3 more a bottle. We already here for the Tampa Bay Rays game, so he didn't care. He said, oh yeah. Justerini Brooks, 1749. They do not own distilleries, okay? J&B is a whiskey and a liquor, sorry, because they have brandy and Scotch, brandy and rum and stuff, but they're a rum, a liquor and wine procurer. They don't have distilleries. They just get the wine and liquor and they sell it to people. And that's why in 1934 they wanted to get their own brand of Scotch, Justerini Brooks. They don't make it. They just say, hey, make this for us. And if you look at their website, they use 42 different Scotch whiskies, mostly grain, but maybe 20% of those 42 are single malt. It's very distinct, and you see this in a lot of movies, like in 1983 remake of Scarface with Al Pacino. He's like telling the girl, you like Scotch? I like Scotch. And he's like, he's pouring it, you know. I'm like, wow, that's product placement, you know, but that's how it works. Anyway, that's the end of it. It's done a great job, really. So, all right, the world famous J&B. I mean, but what liquor store in the world doesn't have this, right? Pinch, yeah, a lot of people have it. It's not as ubiquitous, but it's pretty well known. But J&B has their own website, and they make the J&B honey, like a honey flavored Scotch, you know. All right. Well, one thing you'll notice is that the Dimple Pinch is amber gold, and the Justerini Brooks is pale straw. There's no real color to it. It's like straw in a barn. So you would get the impression, and I get the impression, that they're not adding coloring to it. They're putting it in barrels, oak barrels, for 3 years or more, but probably not really more. And that's what you're getting, a very pale, washed out color. That's what it really looks like when you don't add the caramel to it. All right, let's go with the taste. Put the cap back on later. I have to mix them up because the color differential is very severe. And if I just glanced, I would know one from the other. Now, I think I will know the difference because the J&B, the Justerini Brooks, they have a very interesting website. Like, they list all these wines, you know, Merlot, Cabernet Sauvignon, dessert wines, all these different scotches. And it would take like an hour, at least an hour, to look at everything they list. I don't know if that's everything they sell, but what they choose to list that month. And their headquarters is in London. I mean, the Scotch is from, obviously, Scotland, but it's just one of the things they sell. It's just what you could call almost like a private label. It's a blended Scotch made for them. And the honey flavored, and there's more, but they don't list more than those two. This is very pungent, honey-topped bread crust. Very pungent. Remember now, 15 years versus 3. You would think it would be just a joke. But it's no joke. See? Here I'm getting just a little bit of peat smoke, and I mean a scintilla of it. It's just like you say, oh, and then it's gone. But with the Hague Dimple, or as we call it in the U.S., Dimple Pinch, there is none of that. No smoke, no peat. So It's very interesting. All right, let's go with the taste. Cheers. I think I know already by virtue of aroma only. Sure hate to see that J&B go away, but I mean, you just can't keep everything forever. I mean, there's so many others. It's like you're in a hamster cage. You know, you don't get anywhere if you got to just say, all right, move on. Yeah, it's pretty standard. If you get any Scotch whiskey that's $40 or less, blended Scotch whiskey, $40 or less, my experience, they're going to be mostly alike and a little bit different, but mostly alike. So is there any benefit in the $0 to $40 range for paying more? Yeah, there is. If you want to just try one versus the other, then you could tell everybody, I tried that one versus the others. But as far as a practical flavor difference, no, there isn't really much difference. Oh, the sun feels good. Well, I am getting a little bit more peat. And there's not a lot of peat action with either of these really, but I'm getting a little bit more peat action here. And honey top bread crust. The J&B's 42 different scotches. Okay, well maybe that's the J&B. Maybe this is the J&B. I mean, you can look at that. You can see it before I can about how pale it is. You might think you're a whiskey expert. Well, do a blind taste test and do about 20 of them. Let's see how much of an expert you really are. Don't cheat. Okay. Yeah, I know now. This is the Haig Club, John Haig, not Haig Club, but they do make that kind of legendary product. But the Dimple Pinch, I know that because it's really strong honey top Sara Lee bread crust. This one is that too, but there's that noticeable smoky. But it's minimal. It's minimal. It's not like Buchanan's 12, but it's there. So I'm gonna say 3-year aged versus 15. You say no, aging is everything. I don't know if aging is everything. You were not been my boss. All right, but anyway, I'm gonna say this is the yes, this is the J&B. How you feel, played? You feel jealous? Oh wait, I feel jealous. I feel played. Oh. Well, pride cometh before a fall. I feel like Nebuchadnezzar now before the many Tico Upharsin. Well, I would like to retract everything I said in the previous minutes. Let's see. You say, figure that out. Make up something. Go ahead. Go. Come on. Come up with something. I'm thinking. No. Man. Man, I don't know. I got a lot of thinking to do now. I was really confident, like, obviously overconfident, but I mean, I was like really sure. I thought, oh, what kind of person would ever get it wrong, you know? Oh man, I was worried about Dimple Pinch. I'm not saying that as a cover story, really, to like make up for getting it wrong. I was worried about it. I said to myself, laying in bed, like I lay in bed at night, thinking about what's coming up next, and I was thinking, I dread this Dimple Pinch. It's going to be so problematic. I just know it. It's going to be a problem. I know it, and it is. I think that he says because you don't know what you're doing. Could be that, but I think it's that. You know, even at $35 a bottle, or I paid $24.99, it just doesn't stand out. I like it. It's really good. A lot of Scotch whiskies are like that. So it doesn't. There's nothing like discernible about it. Like it's everything about it says regular. Yeah, you say a 15-year-old regular. Yep, that's pretty much it. Now, am I embarrassed about it? I'm embarrassed about it. I could just say, oh, I had internet problems, so I had to delete the video. But then, in this case, I'm recording it, so I can't use that excuse. Well, how about the NBA Finals? That's something else, huh? A lot of surprises, huh? I don't know, man. I didn't need tags because one is very pale and one is amber, so I don't know. I'm gonna keep trying, keep you know, getting through it. What's coming up next? Dimple Pinch versus I got some more Diageo. I got the Scoresby for sure. That was before they sold to Sazerac. So I had the one I bought when it was made by Diageo, you know. They didn't have a website listing. Sazerac doesn't either. But I just don't know what to say about it, except that sometimes you think you know and you might know, but oftentimes you don't really know. So I will say this, $35 a bottle, or even $25 in my case, versus $19 to $22 a bottle. I'm getting the J&B every time. I'm getting the J&B every time. I'm getting the J&B every